Right. I believe that I've created a new event and we are live. I had it previously set up an event to talk about the Golden Globes with Clarisse. Say hello, Clarisse. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi. This is my fault. I'm just a cursed person. I'm sorry.
No, no. So, because
I'm cursed by technology.
I know technology has not been our friend tonight, but I think we've started this new event. All of you that were waiting for us to come on a previous event that I'd already set up about the globes. So, oh, we have someone joined us. Okay, so we're working. We're here. Hey, Joe Vic, thanks for
Hello.
joining us. I just want to make sure that this live chat, that I send the link to this new event out to everybody who's in the old chat, waiting for us back in the old chat, because that is not working. I do not know why, but for some reason, I can't get that to work. Hey, Pippa, thanks for joining us. So I need to go. Please, everyone, bear with me just one moment while we jump back into the previous chat that we created and tell everybody waiting patiently there to come and join us in this new chat that I've set up because technology. One, just sorry. Technology, we had some audio issues. We also had some internet issues. Clarisse had some audio issues on her end, and then she got all sorted, and then I had some some internet bandwidth issues.
Yeah, and now my phone is just slowly draining battery.
All
Which
right.
is fun.
Okay.
It's just always something going on.
How far on you? Like how much battery have you got left?
I've got 20%, which hopefully on Wi-Fi will be okay.
Okay.
I think.
Have you got the link to the previous live stream? Sorry, everyone. Thanks for your patience. I just want to make sure that everyone in the old chat they're all just sitting there waiting for us. And now we've come over to this new chat.
Let go. This place isn't for you anymore. Leave.
So I know I've started this new event. I haven't even given it a title or anything. It's just a live stream. But yes, we're here. We're talking about the Golden Globes, which are going to be streaming or airing tonight in Hollywood at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
California time. Even though Clarisse and I are both here in the UK. So for us, it's going to be a 1 a.m. time slot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I am not staying up for this year.
Yeah, you're not going to stay up for
I don't
it?
know.
I was kind of considering maybe, but yeah, maybe not. I don't think so.
Yeah. I do often, but I have too much fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I need to be not sleep deprived for what I'm doing tomorrow. So otherwise I would do it. I usually do it. But...
Well, so why don't you just kick us off? I'm just going to quickly jump into the old event and tell everyone that we've come over and we started this new event. But Clarisse, I don't think I even introduced you properly. So Clarisse is joining me tonight. She's a film critic. She's got a YouTube show called That Darn Movie Show. She talks all things movies and also writes for The Independent and a few other publications. But yeah, do you enjoy the Globes?
I do, specifically because of the fact that at the Globes they're drinking throughout the whole ceremony. So there's more of like a drunk aunts at a wedding vibe to the ceremony, as opposed to, you know, the Academy Awards. Everyone's very nervous and everyone's very like keep decorum. And then at the Golden Globes it's a bit like shoes off, like champagne glass in hand, let's have fun. So I like it for that reason. I think in terms of what they actually award, in terms of who's winning, I think it's a bit, I don't know, I find the Golden Globes a bit like, I think a lot of people find them a bit silly and just a bit, their choices are so like, sure, fine, yes, I guess that person. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. So the Golden Globes, this is the one that's voted from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. And so it's quite a small pool of voters. So you've actually already done your predictions of who you think is going to win. You've done who you think will win, and you've also done who you think should win. And you've rewrote that up for The Independent. I saw that article.
Yeah.
So I kind of already know your picks. I myself am still like on the fence about a bunch of stuff. So hopefully we can just talk through some of them tonight. And I'd love to know the reasoning behind some of your picks, because maybe you can convince me to change my mind. Because like I said, I'm on the fence
Some
with
of
some
them
of them.
don't have good logic. I'll just say that.
Okay, one moment. I'm just going to make sure everyone's with us. I can see. Oh, there. Okay. CRK has joined us from the old event and now is in this new event, this new unnamed event. Now, while we're live. Are we back? Did we just drop out? It's killing me.
Oh yeah, I think on mine it's frozen.
We just had a poor connection. Sorry, we've got a poor internet connection, but we have 50 people with us watching, so
Okay.
please keep notifying us in the chat that you can see us and everything's all good, because yeah, like I said, technology is not our friend. I don't know how many times I can say it today, but it is not doing well for me. And I can hear my chat coming up, but I can't see all your lovely comments. But I really want to just dive into our picks. So how do I do that? But overall, Clarisse, how did you find the nominations this year?
Kind of good and kind of a bit meh. Like, just not particularly. I don't think there's a single category that had a real surprise pick in it. I can't think of anything that I saw and went, oh wow, cool, that's an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is kind of a thing with the Globes, right? Is that they just choose the most weird, obvious stuff. I don't think the Globes ever go for adventurous, which is, the kind of winners that I like. But
the Globes are slightly more adventurous than the Oscars, right?
Well, I don't know, because I think especially what's interesting this year is obviously we've got they've added so many new members to the Academy voter base now. So the Academy Awards it's a much bigger and much more diverse voter base. So I think we saw that last year with some really interesting choices. We saw that with like Moonlight winning, like that was such a great and adventurous choice that like the Golden Globes would never. So
yeah,
I think that's why I'm thinking what we'll see at the Golden Globes, what we'll see winning won't specifically be what will win at the Academy Awards. I don't think they're going to be as good as a predictor that they used to be.
Right, because usually who wins at the Globes you would expect to just go on and it be very similar for the Oscars.
Yeah, it kind of used to be that way, that you just saw, oh, okay, like, oh, A Star is Born won Best Drama, it's going to win Best Picture, there we go. Yeah. That's a wrap. But I think now, because the Globes are so backwards that Roma wasn't even eligible to be nominated for Best Drama, so that's going to be kind of useless when it comes to predicting the Academy Awards, because I think, in my head at the moment at least, it's very much A Star is Born versus Roma, and like, Roma doesn't even have a chance to compete here, so I don't know how this is going to help us at all in predicting the Oscars.
Yeah. We shall see. Yes, I'm not sure if it'll be like an actual indicator of how things will go for the Oscars, because there's been some there's been some interesting picks in there. So why don't we just like dive into it? Let's
just like Shape of Water last year, they dived into their romance.
Let's just dive right in. Let's see if yeah, that was really bad. Let's see. Look at me doing a split screen. Look at this. I have, this is the new software that I'm using, the Ecamm Live software that I'm like testing out for live streams, because if you didn't hear me say it before, I'm hoping to do more live streams this year. So I'm like testing the waters on this new software. I think it should be good if I can learn how to work it. But okay, so I'm going to bring up the first category and just start backwards. Maybe I'm going to start in television. Best Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in a Series, Limited Series, or Motion Picture made for TV. So I don't know if it's worth like actually reading out everyone, but everyone can see it on the screen there. The 5 nominees. Are you watching, Clarisse? Are you watching the live?
Yes, it's a bit behind, I guess, for us, but I can see the supporting actors
lag
there.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I can see all their nice faces.
Oh, you can see the faces? Okay, good.
I can see the faces.
Very good. So, what are you thinking for this category? So, as I said before, you've actually already officially laid down all your predictions, who you want to win and who you think will actually win. But I'm still like on the fence about a bunch of these and very like movable on my sliding scale of who I think will win. Why don't you start us off for this category?
Okay, so I have to say, in the TV categories, I'm not a huge TV person, so I can't speak with a huge amount of authority on who will win. But in my predictions, I went for Henry Winkler just because he is Henry Winkler, and I think the Globes have a tendency to do that, especially in the kind of small supporting actor TV category where there's not particularly tough competition in this category. So I think voters are just going to go, oh, Henry Winkler, Happy Days. I loved him in that. Okay, let's vote him. So I don't have nothing to do with his performance. It's great, but I think it's just going to be a very like logical choice in their minds of Happy Days, the Fonz. Yes, let's give it to him.
Yeah. So you think they'd give it to him over Alan Arkin? Because he's like been around forever as well.
True, but I think Henry Winkler like brings up warmer memories for people. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, do you go, oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. I think Henry Winkler, you go, oh, the Fonz. Yeah. Good times. I remember being a child. Yes.
These are happy days.
Exactly.
Well, as Ian in the chat has also pointed out, he's going for Henry Winkler because Henry Winkler also won the Emmy for Barry. So that's probably a really safe bet. If he won the Emmy, then yeah, I think that's actually who I was thinking as well. Have you seen any of Barry?
No, so I'm a bit useless with the TV categories. I've seen Assassination of Versace, so I've got stuff to say there, but we're not there. Yeah,
wow, I did not see that, but I saw Barry, and like he's really good fun in it, and like the kind of character that he plays as well, it's so Hollywood because he's like a acting teacher. It's very LA, and I feel like anyone in Hollywood, so the Hollywood Foreign Press Association would probably eat it up. So I would pick him as well. I think that's a good one. Let's go to the same for the actresses in a supporting role in a series. This one I thought was a little bit tricky because I've heard a lot of people talking about Penelope Cruz for her performance in the assassination of Gianni Versace, but people are also talking a lot about Patricia Clarkson because Sharp Objects, that's the HBO series, and that's getting a lot of interest as well. So what are your feelings here? Oh, maybe you went first last time. Okay, I'll go first this time.
Yeah, let's alternate to make it fair.
Okay, we'll make it fair. Who do I pick? I think Patricia Clarkson. I think we're going to see a bit of love for Sharp Objects, and her performance in Sharp Objects as well. Like she's like this deranged like mother, and it's a standout performance. Although Penelope Cruz has been very transitional in her performance, right? Because she puts on like the accent and all that kind of stuff for Gianni Versace. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Patricia Clarkson. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Penelope Cruz was great, and her accent was fantastic when she keeps going in that show, my brother, oh, my brother. And it was like every time she said it was just perfect. But I also think, because it's one of those roles I think that is very awards friendly because it's almost like the deranged mother is such like a classic, like Joan Crawford kind of, like sort of rich and deranged mother is such a classic Hollywood role that I think when you have like a known and great actress like Patricia Clarkson doing that kind of role, people just lap it up. Yeah. Which I'm talking very logically here. Everyone's really great. Just because I'm talking logically about the performances, like, it's still good, but I'm trying to think like a voter. So
yeah, I know.
Putting my little voter brain on. But she was really good.
Yeah. All right. Good one. So that's your pick as well?
Yeah.
All right. And then moving on, we've got best performance by an actor in a television series, musical, or comedy. Oh man, how good would it be to see Donald Glover get this one? It would be good.
He deserves it.
It would be good, but I think unlikely. What do you think?
Yeah, considering the fact that Atlanta isn't nominated as a series, I'm like really shocked by that. Because for me, Atlanta is just like some of the most outstanding television we have, period. And so just to see like them throwing a bone out to Donald Glover, like, yeah, I guess, was it Teddy Perkins? I guess it's pretty good. Whatever, you can have a nomination. I find that insane. And so I think if they're within the logic that they wouldn't even nominate Atlanta, he's just not going to win. And it sucks.
All right. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty fair. So there's no love for Atlanta at all. Wow.
No, I think that's literally that's the only nomination that it has. Period.
I've never seen Atlanta.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, I know. I should watch it.
But also, it's not the kind of show that you want to rush. So, like, watch it when you're in the mood, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to be in the, emotionally ready for it.
Okay.
I guess.
In the chat, Benji says the Globes love Jim Carrey. Yeah, it's pretty safe. Ingram Snake says Jim or Sasha for this. Ian says I pick Bill Hader. I'm actually thinking Michael Douglas. I don't know. Maybe he's just.
Me too.
You think so? Yeah. And that's going with the same logic as what we said before. Just that he's a master, and
he's Michael Douglas, and you see Michael Douglas on the ballot, you're not gonna not check Michael Douglas.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Maybe we're being too safe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep going through these picks, and we'll see if we have any divisions. I feel like we will, though. I think okay. Best performance by an actress in a television series.
Oh, wait, let me have a look.
Okay. I think it's...
Oh. Yeah.
You know what?
Okay, sorry.
I want to say... Sorry, this is really hard because I haven't done my homework. I'm just looking. I know a lot of people are talking about Rachel Brosnahan. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think it's Brosnahan.
Brosnahan for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I really love Kristen Bell in The Good Place. I love The Good Place. It is so good.
I haven't seen it, but I'm like a big Parks and Rec fan, like Michael Schur, so I'm inevitably gonna watch it. Just haven't yet.
Yeah. But a lot of people are talking about Rachel Brosnahan. I've never seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. You know what?
I haven't either, but so I was looking at this category, who's won in the past, and it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus for 6 years straight. And so Rachel Brosnahan won last year, I think. And I think in this category, I don't know if it's a case of like they find one person they like and then they just keep awarding them until they're not good. And apparently she's good in season 2. So that's why she's my pick, because I think, I don't know, something about this category. I was looking back, it's just like the same women over and over again. Like, they have no originality in this category.
Really?
So it's literally just the only reason Julia Louis-Dreyfus isn't winning this year is because there was no Veep on. Otherwise, she would win, and she'll win next year because it's the finale season. So
Okay.
it's literally like you just win out of absence. She's not here, so I guess you can have it. Yeah. So that's my boring. It's like a boring pick. No, not to, degrade her performance at all, but it's almost so obvious. I feel like it's got to be her. Like, it has to be her.
It has really. I've not really heard much about it at all, so I really couldn't comment. I could have. You know what? I'm gonna go crazy here. I just maybe I'm being crazy, but I'm just gonna go wild. I'm gonna go Kristen Bell for a good place. Yes, watch me go.
But that'll be great if she does win, and then it'll just feel like victory lap.
Yeah. Well, look, I know everyone's talking about Brosnahan, but I've not seen the show, and I've just not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I need to see the show. I really do. Let's go to the best part. I will. If it brings
you to Kristen Bell. I mean, she's great, so she deserves an award.
I follow my heart for Kristen Bell, but now coming into this next category, best performance by an actor in the drama series, I'm going to follow the crowd. I'm going to go with Matthew Rhys for The Americans, because that is what everybody else is doing. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Golden Globe predictions, is that there's no fun picks. You just have to go, yeah, he's going to win it, because it's the last season as well. They're just going to give it to him because he's like a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He was also like the first celebrity that I ever met.
Oh, you met him? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. He was doing this was like before he got famous. He was doing Shakespeare, and we all went to see him. And then he was backstage, and I have his autograph from like when he was literally like some guy.
Yeah.
And that was literally the first like famous person I ever met in my little life.
Very.
So he can win for that.
Okay, he can win for that. All right, that's good reasoning. But like, let's just talking about this category a little bit more. Jason Bateman in Ozark was really good. Did you see Ozark?
No, but I do get a vibe that if they're going to go with someone who's not Matthew Rhys, it would be Jason Bateman.
Especially because a lot of the movie actors are coming over to TV and everyone's loving it. And yeah, Jason Bateman does a really good job in Ozark. Really good.
Yeah.
What is everyone saying in the chat? We've got Matthew Rhys, Stephen James is fantastic in Homecoming, but Matthew Rhys is going to take it. Come on, my Welsh boyo,
representation. Yeah.
Woo, all right. Gavin48 is giving some Welsh love to Matthew Rhys. Okay. I think it's going to be Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
In our next category, as I continue this, I'm liking this screen share. Do you like it? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Shall I try? Is this going to be controversial if I take out my headphones and try to speak on my phone microphone? Because then I can fix this battery issue. I'm thinking before we get into the movies.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I think.
My creepy hand. Oh yeah, keep the screen up.
I'm gonna flick the screen to me while Clarisse goes ahead and fixes her technical battery issues. Let's just look at me full screen. I can see her in the corner fixing away her headphones because she's streaming from her iPhone, and
I never charge it. So.
iPhone battery is dying.
Right. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So let's do this for a little bit, at least.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Keep it on your screen for one more second.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to my screen.
Sorry.
That's all right. How can I amuse you in the interim? What's everyone else said in the comments? Cedric House has said, "I'm so happy seeing Black Panther in the Golden Globes, and we could finally get comic book movie win for Golden Globes and a bright future for Best Hick." I think it's very cool to see Black Panther in here. Honestly, I'm like super excited. I don't think it has any shot at the Oscars. I mean, I just think it's cool to see it here. I really do. I absolutely agree. Um, what is it? Kadim Hussein has said Richard Madden for Best Actor. Yes. Got another one for Reese. Are you back? How are we going?
Yes.
You're back?
Can you see me and hear me? Is it all good?
I can see you. I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Right. Where were we? I'm sorry. I thought I was like, let me just do this early on before we get into like the really like good stuff.
All right. Okay. Let's pick up the pace here a little bit. Best performance by an actress in a television series, drama. Oh my God, man, I love Elizabeth Moss so much. I love her so much, and her in The Handmaid's Tale is incredible. Why don't you lead us on this one?
Yeah, wait, I'm trying. Have you brought up I've literally forgotten who's the nominee. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm going, I'm going Sandra Oh. I did also see Killing Eve, so I can speak from experience on here.
Uh-huh.
I just think she, A, was phenomenal on that show, and B, because we're having a year where there's no Game of Thrones, I feel like maybe voters will be thinking about kind of new drama and brand new talent. I mean, obviously not Sandra Oh isn't new talent, but, you know, Killing Eve is this kind of very modern, very new sensation. So I think I get a vibe that people are going to be kind of excited by that, of like because obviously Game of Thrones is going to be over next year.
I
And so
know.
Golden Globes
It's back
voters,
in
they need
April.
to think about what they're going to be awarding in the future. So I think I'm getting the vibe that they're going to be thinking in that way. So I think Killing Eve is going to win a few awards on the
Ooh.
night. We'll see.
Ooh.
I don't know. How about you?
I want to say Sandra for Killing Eve. I also have seen Killing Eve and just slow clap that movie, that show. Like it's so good. But I might stick with Hollywood darling Julia Roberts in Homecoming. I don't think it's her best work, but it's a really good it's the Amazon Prime series, mini series, 10-part series. And it's very good. And I don't know, I just think they might stick with an old favorite with Julia. But
Yeah, yeah. I could definitely see that happening. I think I gonna probably be between them, and then Kerry Russell will just sit there not
yeah,
winning anything, which
yeah,
sucks for her, but I just don't see it going to her. I think it'll be Julia or Sandra.
yeah. It does make sense that Sandra should get it because she's the host.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it'd be cute because she'll like run on from backstage being like, "Whoa, I'm so
what? Who?
I didn't
Me?
write a speech." It'll be fun.
It depends though. When did they vote? When did the Hollywood Foreign Press vote versus when did the host get announced?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I
don't know.
don't know. Yeah, I don't think the voting closes that long. I don't
Mm,
know.
mm.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
All right, let's keep going. Here we go. Best performance by an actor in a limited series. Oh, motion picture made for television. Oh, I forgot. Mr. Cumberbatch is back. I forgot he was going to be there this year.
Can't get rid of him. He's
Yeah,
always here,
he's all okay.
being
Yeah,
good and stuff.
and he's good in Patrick Melrose. I didn't see all of it, but I saw a couple episodes, and he was this drug addict recovering. He's always good, very good. What are you thinking for this category?
Wait, what did I? Oh, Darren Criss, I think,
Oh,
has to win it because,
really?
like, that is such a transformation. I mean, not a physical transformation, but in terms of a career transformation, because before this, he was just like that guy from Glee. And in American Crime Story, he is so like terrifying in that role, but he's such a it's sort of an American Psycho level of like good psychopath performance. It's like I was so taken aback because I did just think of him as like that guy from Glee before, and to see him go into this role, go into it so hard, I just feel like there's no one else in that category compares to what he did this year. So
Wow, very cool. Well, I for the actress category, well, I went Julia Roberts before, who is a classic Hollywood darling, and I would be inclined to go Hugh Grant for A Very English Scandal because he's also old school Hollywood. But I'm going to join you. I'm going to do Darren Criss for American Crime Story. I've only seen little clips of him, as I haven't seen the show, but I think people are really buzzing about this performance, and I think that's going to travel a long way.
Yeah, and he had wasn't last year, but was it 2 years ago? The People versus O.J. Simpson show did so well, I feel like, in the acting categories, and it's just like every time there's one of these series, it's just sort of performances, like great actors in great roles. It's almost what that TV show is about. Basically, like, how do we get actors nominated for things? Let's make an intense, gory crime thingy. Pretty much how it goes.
Okay, well, we'll see. Let's just jump in the comments for a second. Spencer says Hugh Grant deserves it 100%. Pippa says, I wish it was Daniel Bruhl, but I think it's going to be Dan. And Ian says he disappears into that role in Versace. So got a few people loving Dan Criss. Yeah, I really need to see that. There's so much I need to see. I can't keep up. So much to see. All right. Into the actress category.
That was literally the one show that I have like 100% seen.
Yeah.
Everything else I've like mostly watched.
I need to get on that. So moving into the actress category, I think this one's a bit of a no-brainer. I'm definitely jumping on the Amy Adams bandwagon here for Sharp Objects. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah,
Some people are talking about Regina King.
Yeah, I really wish Laura Dern could get it because I thought The Tale was just like just spectacular and so heartbreaking on every level. But yeah, it's going to be Amy Adams. Like, I think The Tale is just too difficult for Golden Globes voters. I don't think they got through that movie. So I think Amy Adams.
Do you know what? The Tale is one of those ones where I have been avoiding watching it because I know that the subject matter is so like intense and full on.
Yeah.
And I keep meaning to see it, but I just don't feel like going to that dark place.
No, I think you have to be in the right place to watch that movie. I went to see it at a critic screening, so I didn't have like time to decide to go see it, and I just was not okay for the rest of the day because if it hits you unaware, then you just
totally.
So just to everyone watching, I would recommend seeing it at some point in your life, but don't like force yourself to watch it. Wait until you're ready and you have like something therapeutic to do afterwards, genuinely, because
oh my God.
It is upsetting.
Okay, all right.
But it's also really good.
Thank you for the warning.
It's really good in it. But Amy Adams.
But you think Amy Adams? Yeah. All right. Amy Adams, I think everyone's just, agreed, in universal agreement that they're going to pick her. All right, best television limited series or motion picture made for television. The Alienist. I never got to see The Alienist. So of these nominations, I have not seen The Alienist. I've not seen Versace, like American Crime Story. I've not seen Escape at Dannemora or A Very English Scandal. Isn't that appalling?
I didn't know that Escape at Dannemora was a thing until...
Okay, I agree. I also have never heard of it.
What is this? And it's got Paul Dano in it and Benicio del Toro, and I just had no awareness that it existed until I looked at the Golden Globe nominations. But
I know. Don't you also think it's funny, like, because we work in this field, don't you think it's like when a nomination comes out and you're like, I've never even heard of that title, like heard zero. Uh, it's so funny how titles can still totally get by us, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't know
how?
if it was
I've never
maybe
heard
like
of
a
it.
very US specific thing, because sometimes there are shows, I think partially with the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, that is in the US like such a big deal, and I think at least in the UK just is like it's just not a thing here. Like I think my dad just found it on, is it Amazon Prime? He like just stumbled across it recently and he keeps telling me about it, like pretending like this is this brand new show that he's discovered that no one knows about.
Oh,
So I think that's a pretty good judge of the level of awareness of what this show is. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's one of those cases.
yeah, no idea. And so, you're picking sharp objects for this? Did we already say that? Sorry, I think it's just,
No, I think I'm gonna go
wait, what?
Assassination of Gianni Versace.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. Okay.
because I remember it sweeping the Emmys. Did it? It swept the Emmys, and I'm now realizing I might be wrong, but I
Mm.
just feel like it's big, it's flashy, it's fancy, good acting, like good, like clever direction. It just feels very Golden Globesy to me.
Okay, all right. Now I'm like thinking because I've just, yeah, I've heard so much about, heard a lot about, and you don't think there's any chance a very English scandal could sneak in there?
I don't know, because I don't know if it had such a big crossover to the US. I know everyone in the UK watched it, but then also kind of forgot about it a week after. So I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm not sure that Sharp Objects is going to get this much love at the Globes because I've already picked Patricia and now Amy, but I'm also going to pick it for this category. So that's I'm all in. I'm all in with Sharp Objects.
But it's definitely gonna win
It's
something.
gonna win. It's
So I
gonna win
think that's the
something.
safest choice, is to just pick everything, and then
All
it's
right.
guaranteed, you're guaranteed to be right
All
for at
right.
least one category.
All right. I'll go with those
I'm
odds.
going all over the place, so I might be wrong in every instance.
I'll take
We'll
those
see.
odds. Are we into the movies yet? Oh my God, we're still, musical or comedy? Best television series, musical or comedy? Oh man, I want to go The Good Place so badly. I so want to go The Good Place. Um, but as you said, everyone's been talking about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, so that's also a big contender. Do you think any of the
Yeah,
others have a chance? Um,
I'm gonna Mrs. Maisel it.
I kind of want to Marvelous Mrs. Maisel it too. God, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, I'm gonna Maisel
Wait,
it.
is it Ms.? Oh, is it Ms. or Mrs.?
It misses.
Mrs.
Misses. She must be
Mrs.
married.
Maisel it. We've learnt something new about the show.
All right, we're gonna Maisel it. Let's go. Let's move on. I'm ready to get into the movie categories now. No, we're still
Yeah.
here. No, still got more to go. Best television series drama. We've got The Americans, Bodyguard, Homecoming, Killing Eve, and Pose. Um, Man, Killing Eve is so good. So
Yeah.
good.
I think I'm gonna go Killing Eve for exactly the same reason that I went for Sandra Oh. Just
Cassandra
like
Oh.
new, exciting, cool thing,
Well,
not Game of Thrones.
because I didn't pick Sandra Oh for Best Actress, and I should have, but I didn't. I'm gonna make it up to her here. I'm gonna pick Killing Eve for Best Drama. So I'm gonna
I
join
think it's
you.
a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. Um, what are we saying in the chat? What does everyone else think in the chat? We've got Paul saying Sharp Objects deserves. Ian says Versace did really well at the Emmys. Pippa, I think it's going to be The Alienist. I'm not sure about that. I think that would be a dark horse. That would be a surprise for The Alienist to get in. And then we've got, I think, The Americans, but Pose or Killing Eve might be a big threat. What is Pose? I've not heard of Pose.
Pose is like another of the 20 Ryan Murphy shows that exist, which is the one I haven't seen, but it looks great. And it's all about Paris is Burning, like, ballroom, like,
Oh,
LGBTQ scene in, oh my God, New York. I'm trying to describe this without having really, having not watched it, but that's my understanding of what it's about. But, it's meant to be fantastic. Great trans representation in front of and behind the camera, so it's
okay.
on my list and I'm excited to watch it, but I just have not watched it in time to predict anything. But I've not heard a huge amount of awards buzz for it because I think it has the issue of being the two competing Ryan Murphy shows. And I think
Right.
like he's doing too many things at the moment. So I think people are only going to go for one or the other. And
Yep.
like American Horror Story used to get nominated in the past, and they've just dropped it now because they're like, we can't handle this many Ryan Murphy shows. You can have
So
one.
true. So true.
You can have one.
You're
And it's
allowed
American Crime
one.
Story. Allowed one.
That's right. It's like there's only so much capacity in your brain. It's like one comes in, one's got to go out.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how it
Pose,
works with
yeah,
Ryan Murphy stuff.
FX. Yeah, I actually haven't heard that many people talking about it. So yeah, I will definitely have to check it out. All right, now we're getting into the movies. Here we are. We're
Okay.
starting into the movies now with Best Original Song. Requiem for a Private War by Annie Lennox. We've got Revelation from Boy Erased. Oh, the first movie, sorry, was A Private War. Boy Erased. Shallow from A Star is Born. All the Stars from Black Panther. And from Dumpling, Girl in the Movies. Oh, Dolly Parton and Linda Perry. What are we thinking here? Oh no, I think it's obvious. I think it's
Yeah,
Shallow, right? A Star is Born.
gonna be. I don't even know if I have like an explanation. Just it's gonna be
It's
that.
just going to be that. And it is a good song. I haven't seen A Star is Born. Can you believe it? I just kind of missed it at the movies, like when it came out the cinema, and then I kind of feel like I've seen it. I've seen the trailers, I've seen the music clips, and
The memes.
I've seen,
That's all you need.
yeah, yeah. It's like one of those movies. It's like I don't need to actually watch it. I can fill in the blanks. Maybe that's
Yeah.
being a bit mean. Did you enjoy A Star is Born?
I really enjoyed it. I love a lot of sort of classic Hollywood cinema, and I think what I liked about Star is Born is that I felt in my life
Oh,
every
sorry,
once in a
hang on. I
while.
think we just had a little cut just there. Um, I think we're back up now.
I'll just freeze.
I think you just froze for a second there, but I think you got the end in, which you were just saying big Hollywood. It's got all the Hollywood tropes that they love in A Star is Born.
Yeah, and I just think occasionally you just need a little bit of that, and I needed it the day that I watched it, and it just hit the spot perfectly. So
Yeah,
no bad words for A Star is Born.
okay, all right. Yes, I agree with you. I haven't even seen it, but I feel like I've seen it, and I feel like it's very good. Um,
Excellent.
and I think Gaga looks amazing in it, I've got to say. So as much as I'd love
Mm,
to see Black Panther do something in this category, I think that it's definitely A Star is Born.
yeah.
Best original score. Oh my goodness. We've got A Quiet Place, Isle of Dogs, Black Panther, First Man, and Mary Poppins Returns. Doesn't it seem like for original score, doesn't it seem that it should be a musical movie where all the music is like a front musical movie where the music's not part of the movie, the music is the movie, like a musical movie. That's what I'm trying to say. With Mary Poppins Returns
Yeah.
being such a big classic remake Mary Poppins movie, I feel like it should be Mary Poppins. I would like it not to be though. What do you think?
I have to like confess my ignorance for a moment because I don't actually know if original score covers songs, or is it the actual
Oh,
score of the movie? I don't know if that's the part of Mary Poppins that is being nominated, but I
surely.
do think the score was great as well. So
You mean the score of Mary Poppins
maybe,
excluding the
yeah.
songs?
I don't know if anyone in the chat knows.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? That's a really great question. I just assumed the
Yeah,
score included. You're right, though. Good question.
but then it's
Please,
weird that
someone Google
none of the
that for
songs from
us.
Mary Poppins are nominated. So I don't know what that says about anything.
Ah. Yeah, I would have expected to see a Mary Poppins song nominated above a song from the movie Dumplin'. I
Yeah.
mean, that's only nominated because it's a Dolly Parton contribution, but still, seriously. Um,
I remember there was a song, and I could not hum it to you right now. I just remember there was a song over the credits, and I went, nice, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
So I don't know.
Have you seen Mary Poppins?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Wait, did you say you were in it?
I haven't
No,
seen
you
it.
haven't seen it.
Oh, I was
You
in it.
said you were in it, and I was like, okay, you have to dish everything.
I was in it. So I haven't
I
seen it
was
because
Mary Poppins.
that's totally me.
Okay. It's great. If you like the first, my kind of review for it is if you really like the first one and you just kind of want to see that again, but in a way that doesn't feel repetitive. I know that's contradictory, but
You want to see it
it's
again,
somehow they figured it
not
out that you're
repetitive.
like watching the same movie again, but it feels fresh, which
Yeah.
I think is really, I find that really impressive, even if it's a little complicated on their part. Yeah, I have to give them props. I don't know what for score. I'm a bit.
I I mean, I don't know what for score. Hang on, let me open it again. I would love Isle of Dogs to get some kind of love because I think that's a fantastic movie and Andre Desplat, if that's how you say his name, which I'm sure it's not, has done some incredible, like his body of work is really
Mm.
fantastic. So I feel like he's very deserving in this category. Um, I think,
I don't remember that big music in A Quiet Place. I thought it was all silent. So not, I really genuinely don't remember a single moment of that score, which I'm really sorry to the
yeah.
movie. But
Um,
yeah,
I don't remember the score from A Quiet Place. It does not stand out in my mind. It was the lowest thing on the list of things that I was looking for watching that movie. So I agree with
yeah,
you. Be nice to see Black Panther take something because, it's nominated here in several categories, and sadly, I don't think it's going to get anything. I think it's just been nominated
no.
at just for a nice little nod, and I don't think it's actually going to take anything. First Man, controversial opinion here. I disliked First Man so much. I thought that movie was just dead boring. It looked beautiful in some places, but I was super bored and didn't like the story at all. So I'm not choosing it on that principle. I'm going to go Mary Poppins. That's my word, my final say.
Yeah, I think I might do as well. I liked First Man, but I know that it's not super popular, so I think Mary Poppins. I think even if it's just the score, I don't think the voters wouldn't even know that distinction. So let's just say Mary Poppins.
All right, let's move on. We're going to Best Motion Picture Foreign Language. This is one of the few categories that is very much undisputed. I think we all can
Yeah.
agree that this is going to be Roma from Mexico. Alfonso Cuarón is going to take it for Roma.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Sucks to be the other movies.
it
You don't even
does.
have a chance.
They don't have a chance in the world. Shoplifters from Japan is fantastic. I've seen that film. I've not seen the other three, but yeah, I mean, Shoplifters. I think Shoplifters will get nominated in the foreign language category of the Oscars for sure, but
Yeah.
nothing can stand the giant
Just
that is Roma.
unfortunate year to be released.
Got to jump in the chat for a second here because Razor Y Reviews has said, "Where the F is Cold War." I agree. That is a very great comment. Thank you for that because Cold War is magnificent. I don't know why it's not in this category. I don't even know why.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Because we're going to see it all
Yeah.
over the Oscars. Like it's going to be in the best foreign language film category in the Oscars, 100%. So I'm surprised. Yeah, really surprised
Yeah.
it's not here. All right, shall we keep going? Ooh, this
Yeah.
is a fun one to talk about. Let's talk about Best Motion Picture Animated.
Ooh.
Okay. Talk to me. What do you think? What are your thoughts about this category?
So the one that I feel like you might disagree with me, actually, because I know you loved Isle of Dogs. I think Spider-Man should win. It should win, but I'm a little nervous that the HFPA are not gonna appreciate Spider-Man because it's a bit too cool. It's like too cool for the Golden Globes. So I think they might shift towards maybe Isle of Dogs, or even they might just be boring and choose The Incredibles.
Well, that's just it because The Incredibles 2 is a Disney Pixar film, and that's if that's the default. So like if somebody hasn't seen these films, they'll just default to the Disney film. I have heard so much incredible stuff about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is an absolute travesty that I have not seen it yet. I apologize because I know I'll love it. I know I'll just love it. So I can't believe I haven't seen it. It would be, I feel like, yes, Spider-Man is extremely deserving, but I just cannot imagine these people voting for a film with the word Spider-Man in the title. It just seems not possible.
Yeah. I think the Oscars might get it. I think it might win the Academy. This is slightly going out there.
That is out
there. But I think the fact that there's now so many, like the age range of Academy voters the average age range has dropped significantly. Because there's been so many people now who are in their 30s or even 20s who would actually watch Spider-Man and be like, this is incredible. So I think it has a chance at the Oscars. I feel like Golden Globes, I'm a bit like, I have no faith. I have no faith in you guys for making the right choice. You're going to choose the Disney thing, aren't you? Not that Incredibles is great, but come on.
Okay, what are we saying in the chat? I need some inspiration. Okay, you guys in the chat, what are you saying? You're saying all worthy of getting nominated, but Spider-Verse deserves it. We've got Ingram Snake saying Incredibles. Pippa says Isle of Dogs. Spencer says Isle of Dogs. And Foster says Spider-Verse. So we're kind of split here. It's a three-way tie. Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, and Spider-Verse. I am on the fence with Incredibles 2 and Isle of Dogs. I feel like Incredibles 2 is a safer bet. I personally have an incredible bias for Isle of Dogs, which I think technically deserves it because it was such a technical masterpiece with the stop motion. Isle of Dogs.
I might
I'm done.
Not to do the same one as you, but I actually think Isle of Dogs might get it because it's Wes Anderson is fairly popular with the Golden Globes, if I am remembering correctly. And I think it's he's got enough of a name recognition that it might sway people over from the Disney for once in their lives. So,
all right,
I think it's got a chance.
Okay,
let's
we're doing
it. Let's both go Isle of Dogs.
Locked in.
Come on, little puppy dogs.
Yeah. You can do it. Okay, that's a fun category. I'll be really interested to see that. Really, really interested. Let's jump into the screenplay category. We got Adam McKay for Vice. We got the guys from Green Book. Got Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Favorite Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara, and Barry Jenkins for If Beale Street Could Talk, which I cannot wait to see. I don't think it comes out in the UK for a while, but I really want to see it.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I am so excited.
I think. Oh, no, you go. I've had a mental blank. I don't know. What do you think?
I kind of think the favorite, because this one I wasn't sure, so I did some like research of what kind of the buzz was around this category, and it seems to be the favorite, even though I'm a bit like, wow, that's so surprising considering what that film. I'm incredibly surprised that the favorite is doing so well this award season. I am just like a hardcore Yorgos Lanthimos fan, and I just sort of assumed that like people like the Golden Globes would never buy into it because it's weird. His stuff is so weird, and even though the favorite tones it down like by at least like 5 levels, I think it's still kind of
Pretty
on the edge
there.
of being a bit much for like.
Yes, it's an edgy
like the
film.
parental, like parents. They're like, I feel like they're quite a good base for like the Golden Globe voters. Is like, what would you show your parents or like, any of your other sort of slightly older relatives? Like, what would they be into? And I just don't see them enjoying the favorite. But somehow, I think the fact that it's gotten nominated, people must like it. So, sorry, that was a really confused explanation. But
No,
the favorite.
the favorite. Okay, you think the favorite's going to sneak in there, even though it's pretty edgy and a bit of a wild card. I mean, I agree with you. I think that people are talking a lot about the favorite at the moment. I also think that it's a little bit too edgy for this, this voting pool, if I can be so, generalist. I think we could see something from Adam McKay in here for Vice. A lot of people are saying that's a very wordy screenplay, a lot of writing, showing off of writing skills. I think I would hate Vice, just saying I haven't seen it, but I was one of those few people that didn't like, what was it, The Big Short? His previous.
Oh, me too. I was not into it at all.
No, you're either on board with he's got a very particular style, I appreciate he's kind of goes out there in his own style, and I think you're either on board with it or not. And I wasn't on board.
Yeah, this is a controversial thing to say, but I just think The Big Short is The Wolf of Wall Street, but not clever. That's my takeaway.
Yeah.
And I know people love that movie, but
no, I'll second that.
I just want to watch The Wolf of Wall Street instead. So there we go.
So that's Vice. So we might see Vice get a bit of love in this category because it's so wordy. We also, the dark horse could be like Green Book. I think Green Book's getting a lot of interest by everyone. Oh man, I kind of want to join you with the favorite, but I also want to pick Green Book because it's safe and it feels very awardsy. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go Green Book. Meh. All right, it's done.
It is kind of a weird category. I don't. There's no clear winner there. It's a bit strange.
Yeah. I'm really confused by this category, so we'll have to just. Yeah. Well, I'll be interested for this one. All right. How are we going? How are we doing for time? What time is it?
Like 9:15.
Just wondering if we should speed up if we're going a bit slow.
Okay.
No, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end here. We're doing well. Best director.
Yeah, I think we've just got this. We've got the actors, and then the movies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Best director, we've got Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Spike Lee for Black Klansman, Adam McKay. I think it's. Oh, I was just gonna say Alfonso Cuarón, but then I was like, But Bradley Cooper's got a big shot in there for his
Yeah.
directing debut, A Star is Born. How are you feeling about this category?
I think it's between them, and I think it could really be either of them. And I'm gonna just personally put my money behind Roma for award season overall.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this category, whoever wins this tonight, might actually be a good indicator of what's going to happen at the Academy Awards, because, there's no separation between comedy or drama. It's everybody up against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no separation between, foreign language and English movies. So
True.
I think this is like the clearest competition, and I'm good go, Claron.
You think that,
I'm not confident.
I was going to say,
But
do you think that this voting pool have seen Roma?
I
Or,
think they will have seen it because they're like, right, I have to vote in this, non-English language section. I don't want to watch 4 movies. Let me just watch Roma, and then I'll give it to
true,
that.
true.
And
That's
also,
a
it's
good
on
logic.
Netflix, so I feel like they have no excuse not to watch it. Because I'm sure all these people have Netflix, so
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure they'd find
yeah.
many excuses to watch it, to not watch a subtitled movie. That's really shady. Um, so you don't think A Star is Born? You don't think Bradley Cooper?
I mean, it's not that I don't think that, because I think it's incredibly poor. I think it's so, I don't know, I think it's so close for me, and I'm just going to tip it slightly into Roma's favor, I think.
I like it. I
I don't
also
know.
think that Cuarón has in his favor the fact that he's got a back catalogue of big English movies.
Hmm.
So even if they haven't seen Roma, they could fall back on that. He did Gravity.
Yeah, I don't remember Bradley Cooper directing any Harry Potter movies, so
Totally, totally. All right, I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you in the Quran camp.
yay. Let's go,
Uh,
Claron.
all right. Best performance in a supporting role for actors. Um, what are you thinking about this? Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver, Black Klansman, Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me, Sam Rockwell for Vice. I've heard that Sam Rockwell's performance in Vice is like him reprising his SNL sketch days. People don't quite love him in this movie. I feel like, I don't know, he's playing George Bush. Is that the correct
Yeah.
American president? He's playing.
Yeah, I feel like he's been a bit overshadowed by Christian Bale. So I think that movie, like, because obviously, yeah, because we haven't seen it, but all I'm hearing from that movie is Christian Bale, Christian Bale, Christian Bale, what a transformation, method actor, which is a preview for who I think is going to win the main actor category. But yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I'm kind of thinking Mahershala Ali, because I think I haven't seen Green Book, but there seems to be a very, very big base of support for that movie, and especially the performances. So,
Okay, we're back. Sorry, another little drop in our. Sorry. Technology. Okay, so yes, I think people are talking a lot about Mahershala Ali's performance in Green Book, but Richard E. Grant in Can You Ever Forgive Me is meant to be phenomenal. And he's a bit of a veteran, and his body of work, maybe that they'll feel like it's time to reward him. But so I think it's down to those two, Mahershala and Richard E. Grant, but I'm going to join you in the Mahershala camp. Yeah, I actually saw Green Book. I actually watched it last night because I was, it's been nominated for so many things, and I have heard a little bit of controversy about Green Book because people are not liking it. Like, I feel like some people are not liking the representation because it very much stereotypes. It's a road trip movie. I don't want to go into it. It's like such a,
No, I know what you're
a
talking
huge
about, and
breadth
like,
of,
it
yeah.
seems a bit of a similar thing. I've kind of called it the three billboards of this year, where it has that sort of, a lot of people support it, but then there's been this very definitive criticism of it, which three billboards won the Golden Globes. So I think that means Green Book will do well, because maybe people voting in the Golden Globes just don't care about controversy,
Like,
or just aren't part of the group that are criticizing. I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like, to me, for some reason, that's a really good predictor that three billboards actually did quite well.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe when we get to the Academy Awards, it might be a different picture, because obviously Shape of Water sort of jumped out there and won the day.
Totally. Yeah, all right. I don't have the energy to discuss my opinions on the merits
Yeah.
of Green Book and whether or not it's
That's for another
racially.
live stream. Just have a Green Book live stream where just everyone gets it out.
I know, especially when it comes to, does it get racial stereotypes correct or not, or all those kind of things. So yeah, let's leave that one alone. Thank you. And move right along. We'll say, so we both picked Mahershala for that category. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role. We've got Amy Adams for Vice. Amy Adams for a different film. She's all over it this year, isn't it? Claire
Amy
Foy,
Adams.
First Man, Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, The Favourite, and Rachel Weisz, The Favourite. Rachel Weisz, like, she is just getting better and better. Like, the years are just, she was always great. You wouldn't think that she could top herself, but she's a magnificent actress.
Yeah, every time I see her in a new performance, I have this whole thought process of like, wow, Rachel Weisz is truly one of our greatest talents. Just every single time she'll do something that I'm like, this is incredible. She's changing acting but at the same time, I actually don't think she's going to win, which sucks.
I do agree. Exactly.
I've just picked her up so much, and then.
Yeah, she's magnificent, but I also agree. I think that this is a bit of a, a two-horse race. I think it's down to Amy Adams for Vice and Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. Do you think so?
I feel, yeah, or maybe I would say Regina King and Emma Stone, who I've seen win a couple of like smaller awards, and sort of critic circle awards. So I think
didn't she have her time last year? Didn't she win?
Yeah,
last year.
I mean,
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she was fantastic, but she's not. I don't think she was the outstanding performance of The Favourite. So I'll go Regina King.
I'm going to go Regina King too. I think it'd be fabulous. I mean, I haven't even seen If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah, for a movie we haven't seen, but it's Barry Jenkins, so we know it's going to be good.
Yes, I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
So really hoping for Regina King. And here we go. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Let's just dive in. I'm not going to read them out. I'll put them up here on the screen. I think, you know what? Christian Bale, of course, for Vice, because his character, he transformed so much into Dick Cheney. Everyone just is talking about it, yelling it from the rooftop. So this is really a safe category. I think this is a safe pick for this category. Although, having said that, and like I said, I just saw Green Book last night. Viggo Mortensen does quite a transformation as well for his role in Green Book. He's got like this huge like pot belly. He's put on a lot of weight and has this thick Italian accent and speaks Italian, in the movie a little bit as well. Worlds away from anything I've seen him play before. So I think he does quite well in that role. But it'd be nice to see Robert Redford for Old Man and the Gun. It would be really nice. But I think we can agree. Christian Bale, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Christian Bale, method actor.
Method
Look at
actor.
him. He put on all this weight.
I gotta say, just personally, I'm like, I'm a bit done with him. I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, even in the in Mowgli, did you see Mowgli when he was the
Uh,
creepy
yes, I did
vampire?
see
The
Mowgli.
creepy Christian Bale eyes in the. I was not into that performance.
Was he Shere Khan?
No, that was Benedict Cumberbatch, wasn't it? He was Bagheera.
Bagheera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did. Yes, that's the Mowgli. That's the new Jungle Book movie directed by Andy Serkis on Netflix.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like not explaining anything to anyone. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it is.
I think a
Being
lot
so
of people,
useless.
no, a lot of people skipped that one because it kind of came very quietly on Netflix and didn't make a lot of noise. So I think most people didn't see that one.
Yeah, I only saw it because my dad's girlfriend loves talking animal movies, so we had to watch it over
Oh
Christmas.
wow, that's really specific. Talking animal movies. It's a
Yeah, it's a
specific
really
genre.
specific thing, and like not a lot of quality in there. So
Yeah.
yeah, going home is not a fun cinematic experience. Okay, that's a story for another time.
Okay, I kind of want to hear that story. Okay, we'll circle back to that. Um,
Okay.
in the chat, we're saying just give it to Vigo, and Lynn Manuel definitely isn't going to win this one. Yes, sorry, Lynn Manuel Miranda.
Yeah,
It's not going to be
he
for
did a
you.
good accent, but it's just not enough.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. We've got best performance by an actress, musical or comedy, Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins, Olivia Colman, The Favourite. Is it Elsie Fisher, 8th grade, Charlize, Tully, and Constance Wu for Crazy Rich Asians. Now, I think I already know your personal take on this. I'm pretty sure you tweeted if they don't give it to Olivia Colman, there'll be riots in the street or something to that effect.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's such a strong category, and everyone in that category was incredible. I think this is maybe, in terms of all the acting across TV and film, is my favorite category in terms of performances.
You
Like,
know what?
I
I'd
just
agree
loved
with
every
you.
single one of these women.
Yeah,
And I'm
I.
so happy to see Elsie. So I managed to see 8th grade this year, even though it's not out in the UK until
Oh, good on
like
you.
April
Yeah,
or
it's not coming
something.
out for a while, which is crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but it is like so incredible. And I watched it in my office and was just in floods of tears because it's sort of in the same way that Lady Bird felt very universal to everyone's experiences. It just made you think about, your own sort of teenage years. 8th grade does that with like your slightly younger, more awkward years, and it just wrecked me. And Elsie Fisher is just
Wow.
incredible in that role, but
Wow.
Olivia
Okay.
Colman.
Okay.
I keep like praising other people and then going,
No,
Olivia Colman.
that's the fun of it. Well, I totally agree with you that of all the acting categories, this is the most stacked category because I mean I haven't seen 8th grade yet, but all the others and Charlize in Tully, she's so good. She's so good. She's so raw. She's like got all this weight and like no makeup and just so oh my God, it's really good. But after praising Charlize, I'm going to join you and Olivia Colman for The Favourite. And I love Olivia's like catalogue of work. I think she's been so good for so long. I just can't wait to see her win for this movie.
Yeah, and I think this is my favorite Colman performance. Just
Really?
for all the yelling, the scenes of yelling. She's like, "You look at me, don't look at me. Look at me. Stop."
So
Just so
good.
perfect.
So good. All right, let's do the actors for drama. Bradley Cooper, Star is Born, Willem Dafoe, At Eternity's Gate, Lucas Hedges, Boy Erased, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, and John David Washington, Black Klansman. I I'm gonna go with Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
it's.
he won't get the Oscar. I think Bradley's going to get the Oscar.
Mhm.
But I think Bohemian Rhapsody is such a Golden Globe movie. And like his performance, I'm a huge Rami Malek fan, and I thought he was incredible. I did not like Bohemian Rhapsody, so I just
Agree.
couldn't in my heart give it to him because I don't think he got the material to give like a truly award worthy performance.
Oh,
But I
that's
just he's
fair.
probably gonna win, isn't he?
That's fair. No, that's actually a pretty fair. Like if his performance, he is great. He did really great
Mm,
in the role. If he had better material, this could have been it, but the material was
yeah.
lacking, and I'm still going to give it to him. I'm going to say because it's Queen. Um, he's got huge teeth. Going to give it to him and
Teeth.
his huge teeth.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be the teeth. He's
his
gonna win
hu-
because of the teeth.
his huge fake teeth. Okay, but it's definitely between him and Bradley Cooper. Uh,
Mm.
what do you think? What's your final word?
Yeah, I think Rami for Golden Globe, but I'm early. This is too early to be saying so, but probably Bradley for the Oscar. We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. I think. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm like getting tired talking about all of these. I'm like, how are you doing? Like, I'm
The
getting.
Golden Globes are exhausting. Like, I know people say the Academy Awards are exhausting, but then they have all the little categories which are like sound editing, like whatever, just give it to whatever was the loudest. It's easier. Like, this is just
I'm
so much and
tired.
such weird thinking that it's hard to wrap your head around it.
I'm like tired just talking through all these categories. I don't know how I'm going to stay up till 1 a.m. to actually watch the live stream of this. I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
happen. Let's be real. Damn you, time differences.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on to it. It is Best Performance by an Actress, Motion Picture Drama, The Gaga in A Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman in Destroyer, McCarthy in Can You Ever Forgive Me, Rosamund Pike, A Private War, and Glenn Close, The Wife. Um, I think this is a pretty clear winner as well. You think that's going to be Gaga for A Star Is Born?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, considering she won a Golden Globe for American Horror Story,
Oh yeah,
like they're
right.
gonna, yeah,
I forgot she's
she's
won
gonna win it.
before. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's move on. This isn't a fun one to talk about because I think this category, I think it's totally locked. I think it's
yeah, it's
locked.
Gaga, yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Best motion picture, musical or comedy. We've got Vice, Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, and Mary Poppins Returns. Firstly, how they break it down with the categories, like musical or comedy, I just I just can't get it in my mind that the Green Book is not a musical or a comedy. I just watched it last night. I It is a drama. It is a road trip drama with the main character just happens to be a musician and plays a bit of music in it. But man, that is not a musical or a comedy. So who
Yeah,
knows?
I feel like it's so tactical, isn't it? Because Green Book knew that it wouldn't. Because from my understanding, I might be wrong. I think the films are able to campaign for what they want to be nominated for. So I think there's some choice on the studio's part. And I think Green Book went, look, if we enter drama, we're not going to win anything. But hey, if we enter musical or comedy, we only have the favorite to beat. And
How are they allowed to do that? Like they should have to have like a certain percentage music I mean, I don't
yeah,
get it. For me, Mary Poppins Returns is the only true musical in this category. Yeah. And
yeah,
the favorite as well. Would you call it a comedy?
I, yeah, like just about. I'm okay with the favorite being in comedy.
hmm
Yeah, Green Book. I don't know whether it's just because it's Peter Farrelly and it's like,
Probably.
oh, he did. There's Something About Mary. This is probably a comedy. Just put it in there.
Yeah, just like
So,
slide it in there. No one will notice.
yeah.
Well, I think it could be a close race between The Favorite and Green Book. I think that Green Book with that subject material is kind of feels very awardsy, and The Favorite is getting a lot of buzz. Um, I want to pick The Favorite, but I think I'm gonna go Green Book. Hmm.
I am exactly the same. As much as I
Yeah?
want The Favorite to win, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I think this might be another, like, Globes Academy split.
Mm.
Oh, no, wait, there's no that's such a stupid thing to say. There's no comedy thing. Like,
But
if this had been the Academy Awards and they had a comedy category, it would have been The Favorite. Like, I think The Favorite will do better over at the Oscars, but I think Green Book is quite a Golden Globes kind of movie, so.
and I think because we both picked Mahershala Ali for Best Supporting Actor, I think I think it'll also get some more love here with Best Musical or Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. And we're moving on to drama. This is a fun one. We've got Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born. Lots of B's in this category. Lots of B words.
That was weird.
I'm so excited to see Black Panther here. I got to say, and Black Klansman too. But Black Panther, like it's so fun to have that here.
Yeah. And I genuinely feel like I'm not a big superhero person, but I think Black Panther, like stripping away all the Marvel stuff, just as like a narrative and a story is like fantastic. I think it genuinely deserves to be there, and I'm not saying this as like I'm not saying this is like a big superhero fan who's like, we need to nominate every Marvel movie for an Oscar. I'm saying this is like, I just think that movie is outstanding.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, I'm just like
Yeah.
excited to see a big Marvel action blockbuster here in this category. I think that's really cool. And I feel like it's cool to see it here at the Globes. I actually don't think we'll see it very much at the Oscars. Are they still doing, correct me, are they still doing at the Oscars that category for Best Popular Film? That's still a thing, right?
No, they dropped it like a week after because everyone said it was such a bad
Idea.
idea. But
Okay, so it's
I
dropped.
have a feeling this year they might do that. I can't remember how many films were nominated last year, but they used to do quite like it was like 6 films. It was like a really long list of films nominated for Best Picture. So
Oh, even more than
I
6.
think
It's
they'll
more like
open up
9.
yeah, was it 9? It was just like
I
an
think so,
insane
yeah.
amount of films to be nominated.
Yeah.
And I feel like we'll see that this year specifically so that they can make sure that Black Panther is in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's my theory.
Okay, that's a good theory. Yeah, yeah, I like that. But you don't think it's going to win here at the Globes, right?
No,
No, what are you thinking?
I think I think A Star Is Born. Although there's a chance Bohemian Rhapsody's just gonna like sneak in.
Oh no.
I know, I'm worried. I am worried though.
Oh no.
I can kind of
Surely
see it
not.
happening, but
Surely
I'm
not.
gonna be confident in life and say A Star Is Born.
I'm going to join you. A Star is Born. Uh, Spencer in the chat has just corrected that the Oscars can choose up to 10 Best Picture nominations. That's a lot, right?
Okay, cool.
That's a
So
lot.
I reckon that we'll see like 9 or 10 this year, and they're gonna try and so they can get both Black Panther and I think Bohemian Rhapsody in because it did make a lot of money at the box office. So
Mm-hmm.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope they do include it because I think there'll be like riots in the street if they don't include Black Panther in the Best Picture category. I mean,
Please.
yeah. Cool. This is that was the final category. Sorry, I kind of didn't I kind of made that a little bit uneventful for our finale. A
Now we have to do a rendition of Shallow to close off.
Oh yeah, sure. After you start. You start us off.
I'll stop. Okay.
A Star is Born. So overall, to wrap things up, it looks like we have picked A Star is Born in the Best Picture category. We've also picked Gaga to take home Best Actress. And Bradley not to take Director, maybe to take Best Actor. But actually, we both picked Rami Malek instead to take Best Actor. So a bit of love in there for Star is Born. And then Green Book. I picked a couple of things for Green Book. We picked Mahershala for Green Book. Sorry, I'm just scrolling back through our list and seeing who we kind of picked just to wrap it all up. And Roma. We think Roma will get some love for Best Director and Best Foreign Language. Yeah, cool. So we shall see. We've only got 4 hours until the Globes kick off, and we'll find out.
The truth will be uncovered.
It shall. And do you think that what we see at the Globes will impact a lot on how we'll see at the Oscars? Because in terms of awards, I always get left behind when it comes to doing the data breakdowns of how the films track at the awards, and then at the Guild Awards as well. We've got the BAFTAs coming up, right? And SAGs and all of those other ones. When are the BAFTAs?
The BAFTAs are the 10th of February, and I think the nominations are out next week, so
okay,
we'll get some idea very soon.
Okay,
I think the BAFTAs this year will be a much better indicator than the Globes.
All right, yeah. Do you usually?
I feel like the BAFTAs will try and keep it really classy this year and just choose good stuff.
Right. Do you usually watch the BAFTAs?
Yeah, because that's the one award show that is at a sensible time for us. I will definitely be watching that.
Right. Well, this will be.
And I will be watching the Oscars, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah. I agree with you. Well, yeah, this is going to be my first time being in England for the BAFTAs. So in London for the BAFTAs. So I definitely have to stay up and watch that, because usually I'm in Australia, so it's at a bad time for me, so I don't get to see it.
Yeah, it's opposite, yeah.
Time zones. Cool.
Oh,
all right. I think we're going to wrap it up there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a bunch of people join us in the chat, which is really exciting, and heaps of people stick around throughout the whole stream, because we kind of had some technical issues and we stopped and started a couple of times. We had a couple of hiccups with my shite internet connection. Apologies. It means I can't actually see how long this stream is, because every time it stops and starts, the counter resets. So I don't know how long we've been talking, but thanks everyone for sticking around for the entire stream. This is fun. This is my first stream of the year and the second live stream I've ever done. So it's pretty cool. I hope to do more streams as we go through it this year. I think that's one of my New Year's resolutions, to try and do more live streams if I can make sure that I'm in an environment with good internet and I can get some tech lessons on how to use this Ecamm Live software. But yeah, Clarisse, thank you so much for joining me. Everybody who's watching, if you haven't gone over and checked out Clarisse's YouTube channel, she talks about movies on That Darn Movie Show. And I love how you always say it as well. You're always like, That Darn Movie
in my
Show.
head, it's really catchy, even though it's not. Although I will say, I haven't made videos for a while, so when you go over there, it looks like it's not active, but
yes,
I've had a lot of issues with tech. Surprise. I've had a lot of tech issues, so I haven't been able to do it for literally months, but I will be back. Just hold on.
Okay,
and
well,
enjoy some
subscribe.
past content.
it'll be worthwhile to subscribe and wait for the good stuff to come. But in the meantime, if you want to see more from her, you can check her out on Twitter. I'll leave your links to your Twitter, and you post all your articles and stuff for all the
Yeah.
online publications that you contribute to. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, cool, guys. Everyone have a lovely night. If you're staying up wherever you are in the world to watch the Globes tonight, I hope you enjoy. You can share your predictions. Thanks to everyone who's been sharing along as we've been going. But if you're watching this after we've finished the stream, you can share your predictions in the comment section. We'd love to know. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. All right.
Yay,
Thanks, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.